Hey guys, what's up? Got another very quick sword video here where I'm going to be explaining one fundamental aspect of using a sword like this. But before I even start, you watching this, disclaimer. This video is for demonstration purposes only. Don't try to practice the stuff for it. You might, if you get hurt, it's not on me, okay? 'Cause you can get hurt if you don't know what you're doing with swords. So anyway, remember this drill that I showed you guys earlier? That snapping drill, which is very fundamental to swordsmanship, period. If you're fighting one-handed, strengthens your forearms and your wrists. You know the basic motion, right? Snap the wrist, bend the forearm, all that. But there's something about the drill that I didn't tell you guys about on purpose, and I'm going to be calling attention to it now. I know you know about the basics of snapping it, but notice what I'm accentuating here. You notice how I'm doing it? I'm not snapping primarily from the wrist here. The pivot's not coming from the wrist. Notice where the pivot's coming from. Notice how I'm moving my arm. Did you notice that? Right there? That's where I'm pivoting from. You know what that is on the sword, right? Yeah, it's the center of balance. It's very important when you're practicing Chinese swordplay, and probably all other sword arts. Right now, I'm trying to show you where the exact center of balance is on the sword I'm using right here. And right now I'm having a little bit of a hard time because this happens to have a mirror polish and a center ridge, and it's sliding off the scabbard, and it's a pain in the ass. But right there, see? That's where the center of gravity is, or the point of balance on the sword. And that's where, like you see that one motion right there, which is, by the way, a very basic motion in Chinese swordplay. I'll do a drill video on that later. And this one as well, where I'm kind of shaking the sword. That's another fundamental drill and a fundamental motion as well. It's all coming from the center of balance on the sword, which is right there. I'm not doing it from the wrist, okay? And I'm not just picking an arbitrary point. I'm doing it from the point of balance. And all my attacks, all my counters, all the different changes of the directions and the way I manipulate the blade, it all comes from there. It's very important that you do that, and it's all coming from that spot. It's probably one of the most important spots on the blade, because just about all your techniques are going to come from there. Even let's say you get an attack or a blade comes in that direction, you can just whip around it and quickly counterattack, or knock the blade out the way and quickly counter. It's not coming from your wrist necessarily. You're not revolving around your wrist. You're revolving around the POB, the point of balance. And notice how quick my attacks come out when I do it from there, because it's almost effortless. I'm not fighting, like you see that big ass cut? Nah, you don't do that. You do that. Notice how much quicker it is, because I'm doing it for the point of balance. I'm not swinging my whole arm around. I'm not fighting against the blade in order to change direction. Rather, I do it from the center of gravity, because that way I'm not fighting against the mass of my own weapon. And thus, it almost feels like I'm, that spot right there that I keep pointing to, and I'm pointing to it a lot just so I can get you guys to focus your eyes on there so you can see how that's where all the changes come from. That circle of motion right there where it's a quick riposte, and a parry, and then boom. And notice even when I return the sword back, when I'm bringing it back, it's not just me snapping it back and that's it. No. Notice my wrist drops down, my elbow drops down, because I'm pivoting at the POB, point of balance. Everything's coming from there. If you're going to be learning how to use a sword, particularly, if you're going to be using the dian, you need to control from there. Don't rotate just from the wrist. Like this basic motion, rotate from the POB, shake from the POB, change direction from the POB. You'll notice you're a lot quicker. And you'll still get power and snap in doing it. You saw my cutting video earlier. So, and there, like that quick return to the wrist, snapping at somebody's wrist, it's coming from the POB. Act like the POB is a void where everything revolves around and where all your attacks come from. And you'll find that they'll just snap back. In fact, for the rest of this video, I'm going to be demonstrating different motions you can do in combat, and I want you to notice how they all come from that point. See, I'm slowing down here and showing you even these turning motions where I can turn my body completely around and turn the sword in a circle. They still all come from the POB, point of balance. No matter how big the motion seems to be and how fatiguing it may seem, it's not, because I'm not fighting against the blade. I'm just circling around its center of gravity. And so my motions can then come out quicker, and I can snap the blade back to where I need it to be. It's all coming from there, where I'm pointing. And the way I move my arms and wrists around, it's so I can constantly revolve around it. Now, right now, let's say you're fighting me. Imagine I do that as a counter to one of your moves. That'll kill me. I'm dead. But now, same motion, but notice fast. So, boom. Well, it's not the same motion, but notice how quick that is. Like I'm going to make a fent to you and then quickly counter. Watch. Fent, parry, what you doing? Boom. All from that POV. Same thing again. Like I'm going to make a quick attack toward you, then quickly step out the way and then come back again. And again, I'm doing it from the POV. The motion snaps from that center of gravity, from the point of balance. All coming from there. And then I can just snap it right where I need it to be. Making these percussive cuts that will do enough damage. Boom, again, quick stabs, quick flicks. Circle around your wrist, boom, come and attack there. Or, you know, parry the blade out the way with a circular motion and come back again. See, and then changing direction. Once again, it's all coming from the POV, the point of balance. You need to know where it is in your blade so you can do quick snaps like that. So you can do quick stabs like that and then quickly snap your blade back in case you miss and you need to block. Circling around, upward motions. They can all come from there and they will come out smoothly. You'll be able to like do things like shake the blade to knock the, you can change direction quickly. Your blade flicks in one direction to knock the blade out the way and then quickly flicks in the other direction to cut, maybe to the throat, maybe to the eyes. You know, maybe snipped in the nose just to be annoying. But, you know, like, again, boom. See how fast that is? That was 3 motions. Even circling your sword around as a parry and a quick chop all comes from the POV, and it'll come out very fast. You don't need to make it big. You just need to revolve around the POV. And even if your sword feels heavy, or it might feel heavy to other people, if you're controlling from the point of balance, it won't feel heavy at all. And that's another great thing about working from there. Anyway, I just want to touch on that now. I'm going to go into this a lot more in other videos, but just wanted to show that now. Till then, take care, guys.
My style is the best, and so I challenge you. That's right.